Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the middle of September 2021. I'm going to do just a Celtic cross for the mid-monthlies this month, and we're just going to see what is coming up for you at this time, Gemini. I actually kind of like this. I mean, your crossing energy is the Nine of Swords, which is not a great card, but at the same time, everything else is looking really positive. So I don't hate this here, Gemini. Definitely, what I would say is I'm almost done with these mid-monthlies as well. I've almost done everybody. And everybody, first off, you're the only sign that hasn't had the Eight of Swords, which is amazing. And I would also say there seems to be like a major healing vibe going on. Mercury retrograde at the end of the month. You have the Four of Swords here, healing, so it might be just a good month to heal. Here in your current present energy, you have the Four of Wands. For some of you, it could be focused on marriage. For others, you could be just focused on freedom. These people are celebrating on the other side of the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands can represent marriage, but it's also a card of like accomplishment. And it's a card of being set free. So I feel for a lot of you, you could be hoping for certain freedoms. The problem is that we have the Nine of Swords, being stuck in a nightmare. The Nine of Swords, like going to bed, having a nightmare, waking up, still being stuck in the nightmare. So, the Nine of Swords can be a little bit challenging. Nine of Swords asks us to get out of our head, number one. It does say there is comfort around us. He has this blanket on him, and the blanket is meant to represent comfort. Even in the worst of times, there are still things that can bring us comfort. Yeah, we have to look for them. We're going to have to search for them, whatever it is going to be for you. But there are things that can provide us comfort. Nine of Swords also asks us to take like a little bit of control. I always say we can be the bug or the windshield with the Nine of Swords. There's a person in this carving down here that you're probably not going to be able to see here on this camera, but there's like one person with a sword standing over another person who's on their back. It kind of says like you can choose to get up and slay your demons or your dragons, or you can stay on the ground and do nothing. It reminds me of a story. Like a while ago, I saw this podcast. I don't remember. I'm sorry because I don't remember where this podcast was. It was on YouTube. It was a video. But some guy, he was talking about taking control of your dreams and taking control of your mind in general. He was just talking about it generally, but he was also talking about your dreams, and he was like when you sleep, and he was talking about how our dreams. I don't remember exactly what he was talking about, but the point is, he told a story about how his daughter had a dream about a monster that was chasing her, and he said, "What did you do?" And she said, "I got my sword and I chopped its head off," or something like that, right? And I always think about that when I get the Nine of Swords, because it's like one of those things where we can choose to run from something, or we can choose to whip out our sword and chop its head off. So it's kind of like saying choose to be the windshield, right? Bug or the windshield, choose to be the windshield. In the area of your thoughts, here, Gemini, you have the King of Cups. Emotional, I would say. So I do feel like some of you could be feeling emotional at this time. I feel like you're wanting to gain control over your emotions as well with this King of Cups, so that's pretty interesting. I actually want to clarify it right away and just see what we get for you here. Yeah, Ace of Cups, another card of emotions. The Ace of Cups is a card. You have 3 aces here, which is pretty amazing, Gemini, but I feel like you're wanting happiness, you're wanting to be more happy, and I also feel like you're hoping to kind of have more happiness in your life with that Ace of Cups. In the area of what's supporting you, you have the Ace of Wands. I do feel like this is almost like an energy that you should be tapping into. The Ace of Wands is a card of enlightenment. The card of inspiration. So I feel like you could be feeling inspired by things, or you could be feeling very kind of driven by different emotions. And that's what I would tap into with the Ace of Wands. I would tap into the things that bring you joy and happiness, and I would use that energy to grow. The Ace of Wands is all about growth and abundance. So I feel you could be creating a lot of abundance in your life in general. In the area of the past, you have the Two of Wands here. I feel in the past, some of you were kind of like hoping to move away from something. I definitely feel this could be one of those situations where COVID messed something up here, because, coming up in the past like this could say that maybe you were hoping to move or travel, and then COVID came along and prevented you from doing those things. So I feel that here, where some of you are still thinking about something, like some plans that maybe got ruined, or like a false start, right, with the Ace of Wands here. I kind of get this like false start vibe, where it's like you had a false start, or something didn't get to move forward, probably because of just COVID in general, which is pretty obvious, but that's what I'm getting here. The good news is in your near future, you have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this is something like has potential for you here, Gemini. I feel like you still have the potential to create something or move forward on something. You just have to grab onto it with the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles also kind of represents the Garden of Eden. It can represent getting to a place of comfort, basically. It can say that the universe is giving you a little bit of a rest, which we see right here with the Four of Swords coming up at the end. So it kind of like says, if you if something good comes in for you this month, try to like enjoy it. I always tell people, I think right now it's a really good time to like stretch out the enjoyment of like a victory. I've been trying to do this in my own personal life as well. It's like, I think sometimes we like accomplish something and like, oh yeah, I accomplished it. And then we just move on to the next thing. It's like, we don't really sit there and soak in the victory, no matter how big or small the victory is, right? And it's like, the longer we sit in that energy, the more of that we attract to ourselves. So I always tell people, it's like, if waking up in the morning and making your bed is a victory, sit there and enjoy it for like, try to stretch it out, the enjoyment of it, for as long as you possibly can. You're just going to attract more and more wins into your life, and that's what I feel like this card is asking you to do. It's like saying, sit there, enjoy the victory for a little bit longer. If you do something good, no matter how big or how small it is, try to drag it out. Again, I feel like we're all, maybe it's because of school. I blame school for everything because I hated school when I was a kid, but what I would say here is that it's like maybe school has taught us that we have to like reach a certain goal or whatever, and then we move on to the next one or whatever. It's like we're all like chasing that finish line. I feel like this is saying enjoy it, sit there, throw your hands up in the sky, right? And enjoy it for just a little bit longer. I feel like if you do that, you're just going to attract more victories into your life, and then they'll get longer and longer and longer, which is also like a good thing. Like I always say, it's like, this could be love as well. It's like you can attract love into your life, but then you have it, and it's like, then what? So enjoy it. Enjoy the beginning, right? Here in the area of the next few months, you have the Three of Wands. I do feel like a waiting energy, like waiting for things to be perfect. I would say things are never going to be perfect right now. I keep telling people, like, if you're waiting for the perfect moment to do something, it's never going to happen. So I would say get moving on things that you want to get started on with this Three of Wands, because you don't want to like wake up one day and realize you're 80 years old and you've been waiting forever. So I feel like there is no time like the present. I would get moving with that Three of Wands. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like relationships are going to be very important at this time. I'm not talking just about love. I'm talking about family, friends, everything. So I feel like it's probably a good time to work with other people in your life to heal relationships, to improve upon relationships that you're in, to, build up happiness with your family and all that other stuff. So just any work you can do with people would be a good idea. I do feel like some of you could be working on like businesses as well. So for those of you who are like in business relationships or have business partnerships, this looks really, really good to me. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Knight of Swords, wanting things to move forward very quickly. So I feel that I would say don't rush, number one, but at the same time, I do feel this is kind of like saying things are moving forward very quickly. So is that a bad thing? Probably not. I think you're just like, moving things forward in a very direct kind of way. I feel like you're very focused on building momentum as well. The Knight of Swords to me can be a card of momentum. Basically, it says that in the past, if you had a success in business, again, maybe it wouldn't last very long. Or maybe if you had a success in work, it wouldn't last very long. The Knight of Swords can represent when we have the realization that we shouldn't rest on our laurels, right? It's kind of like the realization that, hey, like I better keep these victories going. So I feel like that's what you're doing. And it feels like a good thing. Same thing in love as well. It's like maybe you took things for granted in past relationships, and I feel like now you're not, which is a good thing, because it's like you're saying, I want to keep the good things going in this relationship, not the bad things. And your outcome is the Four of Swords, so definitely a good month for recovery. Again, Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, starts on the 27th, runs into October. I know this is a mid-monthly reading, but still, I would like say, we're in the shadow, and you might as well start now. Really good time for healing anything that you're trying to heal, including your health, relationships, business, whatever. Your mind, doesn't really matter. I just feel like it's a good time for you to be, tapping into healing. I feel like it's a good time to be dreaming as well. For you here, Gemini, like thinking of more things that you want in your life. He's dreaming of blessings coming in for him here in that top window. That stained glass window. There's a person who is receiving blessings from another person. So, like trying to manifest blessings would be a good idea. I want to clarify some of this. So we're going to clarify your crossing energy. You have the Page of Swords here. I feel, again, that the Page of Swords is saying no jumping to conclusions. So I would say don't jump to conclusions. To me, the Page of Swords can also represent needing to be curious. So again, if you're feeling stuck or trapped, or if you're wondering, how do I turn into the windshield instead of being the bug all the time, I would do some research on, empowering yourself, strengthening yourself, or anything like that. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Didn't I say more stability or something like that? I don't know. I feel like you're focused on stability or wanting to be more stable, like emotionally. The good news is Queen of Pentacles could represent finding emotional resources. She is a card of resourcefulness, and she actually says you're probably more resourceful than you realize. So you could be becoming more, stable. Just feeling more stable. Look, you have all 4 aces now. Amazing. This is really good. I'm clarifying this Ace of Wands. Another card of inspiration, by the way. I feel, your foundation here would be to kind of, follow your inspirations. I was reading about the Ace of Swords the other day, and I constantly read about tarot. And, to me, the palm fronds in tarot represent sacrifice. But I read someone else's meaning, which I really loved, which was that palm fronds, palms grow in the desert. It basically says they're able to survive no matter what is going on around them. And I kind of feel that for you. It's like you're much more hardy than you realize. I figure you're much more capable of accomplishing things than you realize with that Ace of Swords. I want to clarify this. Ace of Pentacles, another ace. Are you kidding me? Gemini, this is crazy. So definitely could be a solid love offer coming in for you. If you're looking for love, this could be marriage. Marriage potential coming in for you. Could be any sign, earth, air, water, pretty much everything is here, so it could be any sign coming in for you. But I feel like whatever this is that's coming in for you is going to be very successful. I almost feel like there's an offer that's like a little bit of a no-brainer coming in for you here. All these aces, like multiple aces in a reading, is like some sort of offer or opportunity that's coming in for you. So I feel that there could be an offer that's coming in for you, like in work or business, and I would just take it, whatever it is. I feel like it's going to be very successful. It could be something you're working on as well. Ace of Cups twice, like that is something that's coming out of you. You are the cup that is overflowing here, Gemini. So it could say that you have created something, or you have put in the work into a project that is turning into a business or something else. And so I would get that going. Same thing in love as well. It's like there could be a relationship opportunity that comes in for you. Feels like a no-brainer to me. And so I wouldn't question it, is what I'm getting here. With the 3 wands, you have the King of Wands. Could be a fire sign coming in for you for sure. You always get fire, so it wouldn't really surprise me. But I feel like it could be someone who's very bold and assertive. Someone clearly wants to communicate with you here. So for those of you looking for love, this looks pretty good. For others, this could be you just boldly charging towards something that you want to accomplish. And with the 8 of Pentacles, you have the 3 of Swords here. Some of you could just be working on healing relationships. Pretty much every single person this month has had something about doing that. Pretty much everybody has had the 3 of Swords. A lot of people. So it could just be one of those months where we're kind of like healing relationships. We're working on healing, family relationships, business relationships, friendships, all those things. You could also be healing things inside of yourself, like how you interact with relationships in general. That's been a major theme. It seems like a collective energy that people are dealing with. So, that makes sense. With the Knight of Swords, you have the 8 of Pentacles, working really hard. Like I said, definitely seems like a hard work month to me for you. And I feel like you're kind of building... you're working on creating more momentum, things speeding up. And with the 4 of Swords here, you have the High Priestess. Definitely trust your intuition. And again, the High Priestess can represent something entering into your awareness. With all these aces showing up here, I would say that there's like a new opportunity that is entering into your awareness that you're becoming aware of. High Priestess says that basically the sky is the limit. We can accomplish amazing things with the High Priestess. She also is kind of like attached to death. There are pomegranates behind her, and pomegranates are the fruit of the underworld, so it can kind of represent some sort of sacrifice, Ace of Swords, or some sort of change that needs to be made so that you can accomplish like a lot more at this time. But pretty good reading. Definitely this is like a new beginning reading for you here, Gemini, but it looks good. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.